I've spent $38,586 worth of Frost Stars in Whiteout Survival in 168 days. We're in the last day of State of Power. It's after the reset now. Of course, there's 8 more hours to go. But I want to address something I saw in the comments. First of all, if this is your first time following me, welcome. I'm trying to play as an efficient whale. I've just been playing as a whale lately. I'm going to reset towards June, probably actually towards the end of this week, or I'm going to start talking about in the channel what I'm going to be doing for a budget. But right now, I'm not following a budget just yet. I still had a little extra money. I've got some changes happening in my life I'm going to talk about next week because it'll give me something to talk about. But right now, let's talk about State of Power because I saw a lot of comments saying like, dude, you got to switch states or something because you're dying over here. I'm not going to do that just yet. I'm not giving up on my state yet. I put a lot of time and energy. I've got a lot of friends here. There's people who just came to the state to join me. I'm not going to abandon them, but at some point, if that's where it goes, we'll do it together as a team and we'll make that decision. But I'm going to give the state a little grace right now. First of all, it was our first transfer event, and we had a lot of people come in who had already pressed power and used fire crystals and stuff in another state. They came from kind of a toxic situation. I don't know the whole story, but I'm going to give them some grace. I'm going to give ourselves some grace because it's been a little while since we've seen this kind of wild spending. And the state we're going up against clearly did a good job spending, so I'm not going to take that away from them as well. They saved really well and prepped for SvS very well. But we've got this kind of mix of like some things that was going on in our state and some things going on in the other state, like kind of some synergies there that I feel like I just need to give this a little breathing room still. And I'm not ready to give up on my state yet. So that's where I'm at right now. Don't jump in there saying you got to switch states because that's not the solution. Right now, I want to try to help play as a team here. We've got a lot going for us. We got a lot of good stuff going for us. There's some momentum going that I feel is in a positive direction. I don't want to give up on all that just yet. Let's see how things go. Let's see how things play out. And then down the road, if we do have to make that decision, hey, this is the game that sometimes you have to do this type of stuff. That's what transfers are here for. But let's not just give up on things just yet. We can equally try to attract people into the state and make changes in the state. If people really want to play SvS competitively, then there's certain things we're going to have to do. And if we don't do them, we're going to be in this situation all the time. So let's see if we can get everybody on the same page first. That's my first approach. But yeah, look at these points. That is quite the point spread, isn't it? Here's what I was doing. Here's what I did for my points for this SvS. I'm not quite done, but I'm just about done. So I put a bunch of points on the board for this prep phase. But, and if you look down, basically, like if you look at the leaderboard, it's not that much that's our state that's in this leaderboard, is it? For the personal prep stage, it gets down there quite a bit. That's not to say we didn't do a good job either. It's also to say that like the other state did a really good job of saving for prep. So, I can't take that away from the other state either. So I don't know, is what it is. I'm not going to analyze it too much. I just know that I put a bunch of points on the board. I saved a lot for this. I spent aggressively in the past month and saved a lot to be able to upgrade during SvS. And that's exactly what I did. That's what I said I was going to do. And that's exactly what I did. And I've done it 2 SvSs in a row now. So, basically my money is where my mouth is. So that's what we got going on there. The only thing I want to do tonight is something with some stones, some more essence stone work, because I am going to start going on a budget. I did, like I said, put a little bit more money into the account. I have been spending a little bit more like a whale. I'm going to try to do something, how do I explain this? Inefficient tonight, but as efficient as I can, given that there's nothing else I can do to do it efficiently. I'll explain that a little bit. Let's first do a couple things that I want to do here. So if we take a look, first of all, in the deal section, we'll clear this. I forgot last night, I bought the crystal reactivation, but I didn't actually redeem any of it. So I'm going to go through and do all the redemption for everything I bought yesterday, and then we'll open up those chests and see how well I did there. And see if I was able to game the system and get more than the average amount or not. So let's see. So that's all of them. And can I obtain some more here? Yeah, I guess I can. I'm not sure it matters much because I can't buy anymore. It's all sold out. So let's go in the backpack and see if I was able to. Let's just clear this stuff out first. And now let's see. So if we do a little math, like if I do better than 170, I'm doing pretty good actually, because if you look at the stats on this, even getting the 10 is only a 25% chance. So you have more than a 55% chance to just get 5. So 170 is like, pretty is pretty good right there. But if you do anything more than that, you did really well. But really, if you get like 100 or something, that's probably average. So let's see what happens. I might not do that great. Here we go. 17 of these bad boys. Hey, all right. I will take it. That definitely put the stats up for me. So 440, that means I did some nice hits in there. I will take that. All right. Now, let me just clear these things out quick while I'm in here. And then I'll tell you what I'm doing with the hero gear for those essence stones. And we'll see what else we got going on quickly. So, what I want to do for the essence stones is pretty simple tonight. I've got my gear in a pretty good state where I want it. It's, good enough for now without going crazy spending. But what I really would like to do is I would like to forge this up to 15. Right? So that's it. That's my goal for tonight. But I'm all out of mythic gear if I want to hold on to the mythic gear for some of my other heroes, which I do. I want to keep mythic gear on all the SSR heroes, and then I got purple gear on all the other heroes. I could actually put purple gear on those heroes as well, but I really would like to keep them on mythic unless I really can't avoid it. But here's the thing. As a result of using the essence stones, I'm also going to trigger the pop-up pack, which will give me 100 lucky hero gear chests, which will replace 1 mythic gear. So I need to come up with 5 mythic gear, right? So if we look at 5 mythic gear, how am I going to get that? Well, I'm going to get one from the pop-up pack, so I'll use one and replace it. Then I'll get one from, let me show you what I'm going to do here. I'm going to get one from the standard, the weekly deal here, because when I think I should be able to get one or close to one. Every one of these you buy, you get 7 of these lucky hero gear chests. And this is actually a really good value. It's just that it's a trickle. It takes time to get. So the money spent here, I will get an immediate 7 that I can use tonight. If I spent $50 of it, I'll get 70 of those, right? So $50, I'd get 70 of those chests. And hopefully I can get 1 mythic from that. And if not, I'll just press it a little bit further. But essentially that's just, it's a trickle. So it's not bad spend, but it's not immediate. I'm not going to get immediate use of that spend, but I will have the trickle going on for quite a while. And I did this before when I needed stuff for fire crystals, and that worked out well also. It's not a bad spend. It's just, you're going to get a trickle. You're going to get most of the materials through a trickle. So let's try this first. I'm going to see if I can get my extra 1 from this. And I'm going to go with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. And let's see if I can get a little lucky with that. So let's give that a shot first. I'll clear this out while I'm over here. Actually, I'll clear the rest of this out while I'm over here. Yeah, and then clear the daily deals out. I'll grab this while I'm over here. No luck today. And just grab that claim. Okay. So let's see if we can get lucky. And let's see. No luck there. Let's see if we can get lucky and get 1 mythic out of these 72. Hey, you got 1. All right, so I got 1 from there. All right, that's not too bad. So I could continue to press that, but the thing is, if you want it to get stuff immediately, then you need to buy it from I don't have any other ways to buy this right now. I'd have to buy it from the regular shop. But that gave me, basically, what is that? 10, I mean, look, that's, many, many claims, right? So that's a couple, 2 months worth of claims or so, roughly. So I could continue to do that, but it's the trickle. I won't get the XP components from it for quite a while. So if you want to get the XP right away, then if we pop into here, we can grab the chests from here, but it's not the most efficient deal in the world. And this is where I'm kind of mix and matching. This is not efficient. I know you guys say stay out of here. The only reason I'm doing this tonight is because I want to press that 1 piece of gear before I stop spending and start going on a budget. So this kind of be like my last splurge, or I'm doing this type of thing. So I need to do this 3 times, and I hope that in those 3 times I get 3 mythic. I know it's hoping for a lot because you don't have to get them. Let's start with 2, and let's see if I get lucky. So let's start with 2. Let's see if I can manage to get lucky and get all 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. All right. So I don't have to spend any more now. So I got my 3 from there. And now I have 4. I should have 4 mythics. So here's what we're looking at.
The hunt only ends.
If I want to forge this, I need 5 pieces. But I know I'm going to get one back when I get the pop-up pack. So I'm going to borrow a piece from here. Well, here's the trick. Whatever piece I borrow, I might not get back. So, like if I use this boot, there's no guarantee that I'm going to get, you know, a marksman boot back. So, man, I better not do it that way. If I do it that way, I'm just going to end up regretting it because I do want to keep those mythic pieces. So, what's the other way I can do this? I guess since I don't really need it and I can try to stay on the efficiency side, I will do some more of the weekly cards and see if I can get, you know, a little bit more lucky. So let's see, we'll do 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if I can get lucky on that. No, didn't get lucky on that. I mean, at some point, you got to get lucky because you got to hit the pity reward. So, 1, 2. I don't know how close I am to the pity reward, so let's see. Oh, man. Well, it's got to come soon. But this way, I don't have to feel super guilty about... You know, I did a little bit of inefficiency, but this is just like extending how long I'm going to have the weekly gear card, which is, like I said, you guys convinced me this is decent value, so it's just a matter of having them in the bank ready to go. All right, there's my extra mithril. So minimal spend on that, you know, as needed to get that. All right, so now we're going to come in here.
The hunt only ends.
I'm going to grab this. I'm going to master forge this up. All right, and now when I exit here, get the pop-up pack, and I'll grab the pop-up pack. And now let's see what I got from that. Only one. All right, I've been getting spoiled lately. Okay, so now I can use the rest of that. So this becomes a little bit debatable. You know, I don't know. Ultimately, it's going to be nice to try to get the boots to plus 100 as well for the infantry defense, but really along the way, it's infantry lethality that you're pressing. If I continue to press, you know, like the boots here, then I'm pressing, you know, the natural stats as well for the lethality, but ultimately I'm just going for the plus 100 defense. So I kind of feel like I want to optimize for attack here first before going for that. So I think and I can't really press these anymore until I get more mithril stocked up. So, you know, it's going to be between the alt, you know, gear and, or, you know, pressing another lineup, which I don't really want to do just yet. And, or, you know, trying to do more with the infantry. And I think I'm going to lean towards this right now. So I'm going to put more towards the infantry because I know in this meta, you know, this part of the game, I keep on being told that this is where it's at. So now I've got this maxed and I won't be able to get that up until, you know, empowering it some more as well. Let's see, I do have some more gears, so I'm going to have to give it a think, and I'll do a little bit off camera about where I want to put those extra gears, because I do have a bunch of components now and gears that I can sacrifice to, you know, level up some other stuff. So let me give that a think about where I think I need it right now, and then I'll do that kind of last minute, so to speak. So that's all I wanted to do tonight. And let's see, where did that put me for points? I mean, I'm already doing good for points, so if we look at personal point ranking, yeah, it just put another mill on the board, so nothing crazy. But I figured I might as well do it now while I was still kind of in the mood to be spending before I start clamping things down next month. So that's all I got there. We got the castle battle coming up tomorrow. We're prepared for that, talking about that as a team. So that should be a fun event. See how that goes. And the only other thing I have to do tonight is, let's see, we'll clear out some of this stuff. Already did the crystal reactivation, Vault of Enigma. Clear out the sign it and earn it. Nothing more in Deadshot. All right. And yeah, okay. So that's the deal section. And last thing we have to do really is, well, it can take a look at Labyrinth. I don't think there's anything more to do on Labyrinth though. Yeah, I mean, don't have much more. If we look at the gear, I can try to press this just a little bit further and maybe I'll get lucky or something. I don't know. Let's see. Whoa, all right. All right. Take it. Not lucky anymore. Come on, let's go. Yep. One more. Yeah, the boss level is going to be difficult to clear, so that'll be a little while. And then research center, same thing. We can give this a shot, give this a run as well, and see what happens. I doubt we'll be able to make any progress here. I mean, we can mess with the troops a little bit, but I don't think it's going to matter that much. Well, just barely cleared one more level. Oh, so close. All right. Well, all right. We'll take that. We'll take it. We'll take it. How are things looking for Labyrinth? Let's see. Is that the current state we want to look at? Oh, I barely snuck ahead. Yeah, I don't know. It'll bounce back and forth. Depends on who does more spending at any particular point in time and where we are with our most recent Labyrinth run, I suppose. So that's where things are looking like for Labyrinth. You can see the power bump mainly because that was the last batch of troops I did from the Troops Day bonus and bump we got. We can put some of this in the bank as well. Yeah, we can grab some more of these. So I'm just going to do some, miscellaneous stuff now. But the last thing we have to do is VIP. Oh, before we do VIP, I can explain. Like, one of the things we're doing as a state is we are forming alliances so we can come together, and I think that's a good thing. We talk about like what's going on in the state and the politics of the state. There is this thing going on where there's still a lot of like I don't want to call it turmoil anymore because I think things are starting to settle. I hope. We did lose one of our alliances, but we lost them in the sense that like they kind of decided to split up and go into some of our others. That's really a consolidation of power, so should be a good thing ultimately. They're all, good people. I consider a lot of them friends, and so they just, broke up and went into other alliances. So that's kind of a nice consolidation of power and will help us be, communicate and collaborate better, I hope. And then we have, state versus state. We're doing some things I'll talk about after this one is done because we'll see how it goes. But we did some planning together, and I think that's a good thing, right? Like we're working as a state, so that can only result in good things. And it may not be this SvS, it might be another one, but the fact that we're doing it at all and we're coming together and working together is the most important thing. Let's finally just get into VIP, and we can see what happens tonight. Make sure I got everything in the tank. I did. All right, here we go. Skip animation. Let's see how many spins it takes to get one more globe piece. Here we go. 10, 20, 30, 40, come on, 50, 60. Is this going to be another 80 night? 70, 80. No, it's not even an 80 night. 90. All right, it's a 90 night. Well, you got to take the good with the bad. So tonight was a 90 night. Here we go. 45% of the way there. That's really close to 50% of the way there. But things are going to be slowing down on the account, so don't get too excited about that. That with the slower spending is going to come the slower globe progression. So that's what we got going on there. All right, one last thing I want to talk about is just quickly, if you take a look at this little 5 bouncing above my head, as you can see from my frost stars, I topped off again because I don't want to miss out on that 5% bonus they going on, and I don't know how long they're going to run it and when they're going to run it again. But if you check out the video description, you'll see an affiliate link of mine, and if you use that, it'll give me some frost stars as well. That's kind of a way you can help me out. It doesn't cost you anything, but by just using my link, it kind of gives me credit for the referral, and then I get some frost stars as well. But I only trust the official shop because that way I make sure that there's no games being played and I don't have to worry about my account being at risk. And I just wait for these 5% deals whenever they come. Sometimes they come and go, and then I load up when they're running. But it's just something you could do to help me out if you're going to be spending anyways. But a super simple way that doesn't cost you anything to do. All you have to do is click like on this video and then subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications. That way, whenever I post anything, you'll be one of the first to know about it. Thank you very much for joining me, and until next time, I'll see you later.